Scrapbooking.com magazine presents the following Splash of Color article from the May 2013 issue. Quick and Easy Spring Projects by Judy Kaufman with projects and photos by Mara Johnson. Something magical happens when spring arrives. It's as if someone has taken out pots of color and sprinkled sparkly, wonderful surprises everywhere. In the studio, it's time to embrace the amazing rainbow of colors that have been captured in jars and bottles from Luminart and Splash of Color. Mixed media artist Mara Johnson loves paint, pigments, and color year-round, but she really kicked into high gear for this month's projects. Whether you want to duplicate them or use them as a jumping-off point, there's a lot to like and a lot to do. If you can't find a mushroom or a bird, feel free to substitute other bisque pieces. They're easy to find at craft stores and ceramic suppliers. First up, our bisque mushroom. Spray the top of the mushroom with polyacrylic spray, creating a nice, even coat. Hold the mushroom by the stem, and while the spray is still wet, brush a mix of various pink primary elements artist pigments on top of the areas that you just sprayed until no wet areas are left visible. Allow it to dry, and set the mushroom upright in a cup while it dries completely. Now spray the stem of the mushroom with polyacrylic spray. Brush gold tone artist pigments on the wet spray to color the stem. Turn the mushroom upside down in a cup while it dries, but make sure that the cap is thoroughly dry before doing so. As a special note, make sure your brush stays dry and do not rinse between colors. To clean brush between colors, brush the excess powders off onto a dry paper towel or a rag. Bisque Bluebird. Spray the bottom of the bird with polyacrylic spray, creating a nice even coat. While the sprayed areas are still wet, brush a combination of the green tones and chestnut primary elements artist pigments onto the areas that you just sprayed until there's no wet areas left visible. Spray the wings and chest of the bird with polyacrylic, and while it's still wet, brush pigments of choice onto the rest of the bird as shown. Darker colors on top of the bird, lighter colors on the underside. Spray polyacrylic onto the bird's head and apply your artist pigments. Paint the eye with white acrylic. Paint the iris of the eye with black pearl pen. Simple spring candles. Measure pillar height and circumference and cut pattern paper to these dimensions. Use spray adhesive to adhere paper to the glass. Place a bead of Fabri-Tac around the top edge of the glass jar and wrap it with burlap cord. Make sure both ends of the cord are securely adhered. Recycled wine bottle vase. Following Mod Podge manufacturer's instructions, decoupage the bottle with vintage book paper. Allow it to dry, then apply a second coat of Mod Podge and let that dry. Paint the bottle with gesso and let it dry. Rub Inca Gold over gesso and let dry. Paint a light coat of silks over the entire wine bottle as follows. Blend Pretty Peridot at the top, Nutmeg at the bottom, and Pink Anthurium in the middle as shown in the photo, and let it dry thoroughly. To learn more about Mara Johnson, visit her on Facebook and her blog, Randomly Speaking. Visit us at splashofcolor.us. To find the products featured in the Splash of Color article, check with your local scrapbook or craft retailer. Browse our premier retail stores for coupons to a store near you. We hope you enjoyed this article from Scrapbooking.com magazine. Please check out all of the great articles and projects in this month's issue.